Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Mike DeSilvas. We're here for in the news and other things too. Is special. Oh boy, I tell you, we're already on the 7th day of April, 2014. Can you believe it? We made it through about almost 4 months now. That's a T minus. That's a T minus. That's right. Let's get in the news. Sally, let's get in the news. Well, anyway, they do believe they did find some recorders down there from the plane crash. And they say that they're not sure, but they're going to be bringing an underwater vehicle to be able to find out if those indeed are the recorders from Flight 370 from the Malaysian plane crash that landed in the southern Indian Ocean about over a month ago. So hopefully those will be the right recorders, and it probably is. But, of course, if you heard it here, you heard it first. And also, there was a sexting ring that went on in about 6 counties in Virginia, and the people that were responsible of the sexting ring were arrested, which they should rightfully be arrested for that. And they were apprehended, yes, they were apprehended today, meaning brought into custody for the crimes. And still is more investigation of that to come in Virginia. Now national news. Drought still continues in California. And of course, fire. And of course, they've been having a hard year, saying that food prices will probably go up as a result of it, and also expected in nuts, certain nuts, vegetables, and even fruits that come from California will make it harder, will make the prices higher for the fruits that you love to be on your table this summer because of severe droughts and a lack of rain. And to give you an update on my Social Security situation, what's going to happen is they're gonna take away from my paycheck until my Medicaid starts and Medicaid waiver, and they're gonna reimburse me for that money. So I'm gonna need some help for the month of May and the month of June. So you all can help me with the money that I'm gonna be short of. It's gonna be $350. Actually, in May, it's going to be more because they're going to give me only $385. So it's going to be like $600, about $500, $550 it will be in May, and $350 it will be in June. So if y'all can give by subscribing down below and telling people and make donations to me, because that's what I live on. I like to get off of it. The only way I can get off of it is if y'all give me some work by coming and buying the products that we sell here at DeSilvas Media. And also the only way I can get off of this stuff is if you all will give me a chance to do some work for you. And that's the only way I can do it. I'm certified. I've gone to school for it. And plus I have like I said, I'm certified. I have the certifications for it. So please give me a ring and give me a call. Like we said, we're having a spring, summer, fall sale event. Started today. Nobody came because it don't seem like nobody cares. I hope that's not true. Actually, that's not really totally true. But hopefully it's all on the public face. It's on the internet. I'm going to put it on Facebook here tonight. So hopefully I see you here tomorrow to buy some stuff, to help me out. So I don't have to beg for it, like some people say, because they have no concept of ministry or what it's about. And they just have their own little closed-mind view. They rather help a dog that's hopeless, or give to some foreign refugee camp somewhere where they don't know where their money's going, and they don't want to really help somebody locally at home, which is really the more need. When really that's what you should think about. It's all about priorities. Or you give some to me and give some to them, But help somebody that's in need. A new church coming up, New Hunter Church of Christ. We've been here for about almost a year, almost 2 years now. So we need your help. We need to grow. We need some bodies in here. And if you do come, by the way, bring a chair. Donate a chair, a folding chair, like a brown chair or beige chair. One of those folding chairs. You can buy them at the store for $19 or $24. I've seen them. I think they're $19.99 at Costco. Bring some over here. That way we have some chairs so more bodies can fit in them and sit in them. And you can come back and you can leave it here as a donation. And we call it a chair drive. And you just come in. Bring your chair and leave it here, and it'll be a donation for the church. And we'll use them over there in the church. So more people that come, you bring a folding chair. You'll also be helping us, so we'll have chairs to sit in until we get pews. But that's how we'll do it. And then we'll use those chairs for the Lord. We'll use the chairs for the meal times and for birthday party celebrations and for, for other, occasions, but we'll use the chairs until we get the pews. So, think about it as a chair campaign, and that could be your way of contributing. And plus, we need money to grow and to save up to get a building. So think about that. We're small. We're not just open to the residents here at Harbor Square Apartments either. We're open to the community outside. So everybody is welcome if you're willing to come. And as far as my housing and everything, it's going to be okay. And the check is going to be okay. It's going to be a little tight. That's why I'm asking y'all for the help, so money can come in to supplement this. Like I said, $550 I'm going to be short on my check this month until I get reimbursed. And because it takes 45 days for the insurance to kick in from Medicaid. So I'm going to need some extra money for the month of May and for June to cover the bills, all the bills here, because there are about $1,000 worth of bills here every month. So, and that's not counting the work that comes in here, up the other couple hundred that come in. So, we're looking at about $750 altogether for May, and then $350 for June. So when I get reimbursed, then I'll get that money back. So in July and all, it'll go back up to where it's supposed to be, where my normal amount is supposed to be after that. But, right now it's going to be a little hard. So that's why I'm asking you for your support and your patronage and your kindness. And at this time, so you can help us in any way you can. Buy the products, buy the lanterns, buy the cans of air, buy the electronic micro wipes. I showed you what they look like. You can refer back to those videos, the blow-off duster for your computers, knickknacks, and so forth. Buy the lantern. That's good it's waterproof. You can have it outside for camping and for Boy Scout, Girl Scouts. It's $65. $20 goes as a donation towards the ministry for the Freedom Network and for the church. And, of course, the Silvis Media is not part of that, but it just goes for the church and for the channel. And so 10 goes to both. So you're helping out a church and you're also helping out a channel. So therefore, $20 goes to that every time you buy a lantern. So you buy it in bulk, we'll take $10 off. So instead of being $65, it'll be $55. Okay, so we'll only get $10. So if you buy a bunch of them, you'll get them for $55 each instead of $65 for one or for a couple. But if you get more than 5, we'll go down to... We get more than 5, we'll go down to, we'll take $10 off of each lantern that you order. So, I showed you the lantern. I showed you what it looks like. Refer back to the other videos. But anyway, also, let's go back to some more news. Well, police beatings in a lot of places in the United States still continue to flare up on the people, just like in other countries around the world. They say that police need to look at what they do, because what they're doing to citizens is what's going to end up happening to them eventually when riots get out of control. The first things that are going to be going after are the police. So it's very important that police that are doing wrong and beating up on people, innocent people, for no reason, like the young man that was killed out in New Mexico a couple weeks ago because he was camping at a park where he shouldn't have been, but he should not have been beaten to death for it. And they tried to say he had 2 knives in his hand when he didn't have no knives. And even if he did have knives, how come they weren't shown in the video? Why is it only talked about after, huh? Oh, another thing about the Fort Hood thing, the shooting that happened last Tuesday. 5 people, now they're saying that 17 people were wounded and about 5 people were killed, including the shooter. And he was on Saprotropic and RSIF drugs, too, like we said. And it also took him 15 to 20 minutes for the police to get there. So, what's this thing, like, it goes back to the other thing, like I brought up. I made a correlation, a connection here between the one that happened 4.5 years ago at the same base. And they still continue locking up the weapons in the armories. What's wrong with that? These people can handle advanced weapons that are more advanced than what the police carry around. You're going to tell them they can't have weapons when they know more about it than you do. That don't make any sense. That's why it's more important that the soldier has at least a pistol on him. Because a lot of those people probably wouldn't have got killed if they had a pistol, because they could have shot the boy, the crazy man, and then all the other people would still be living today. And there wouldn't be nobody wounded, except maybe some of his ego, but at least they would be apprehended, or they would be killed if they didn't submit. But the thing is, they don't have their guns. That's why this continues to happen over and over again, because they won't let them have their guns. Listen, learn, apply it. All right? People with guns keep the crime down. People without guns, crime goes crazy. Look at Chicago. Look at California. Look at Ohio, and the newest to the list, Connecticut. Look at New York. All these areas where it's happening, crime is off the charts. Morons, wake up! Morons, wake up! You have guns. Crime is down. Guns are taken away. There's crime abound. Think about it. Simple. Get the ideology. Absorb it. Learn it. 2 plus 2 is not 5. It's 4. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, so that continues with the shootings, of course, out of control police in a lot of places. Not here in Virginia. Mechanicsville's got good cops. I can say that because I know a lot of them, went to school with a lot of them, and they are wonderful policemen. They really are. Some of them nice, and some of them pretty some of them are pretty hot looking too. Some of them girl policemen. I know a couple of them I went to school with. But you know, they're on duty, so that's what they tell me. I can't mess with them when they're on duty. That's what one told me. But I knew her from high school. She's a pretty girl too. I should say young lady or police officer woman. I wouldn't mind having her for a wife if she wasn't married, but I think she's married, so I can't mess with her, even if she is off duty, because I don't mess with other people's wives. I don't do that. But the thing is, if she wasn't married, I would like to marry her eventually because she seems like a nice lady. She grew up to be a really nice lady. She still is. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. All right, we'll leave it at that. So anyway, you keep doing a good thing there. And but the thing is, you know, all the police are really wonderful in here in Hanover. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You cops, y'all can figure out who that woman is. I'll give you a while to think about it because I ain't going to tell you who she looks like. But you just keep on thinking because I'm not going to say nothing. All right, so she knows, but you don't. And that's good. So you don't have to give her a hard time about it. So anyway, that'll give a lot of people talking around the courthouse, I bet. All right, so anyway, enough of inside police humor. All right, so anyway, so let's go on to the next thing. I like what the police are doing in this area. I think they do a wonderful job with the kids in school, and I think they do a good job with the communities, and I think they treat people like people. You know, Virginia is a great place to live. I'm not saying that because I'm advertising for it or getting paid under the table. No, it is a good place to live. It's got a lot of schools, have a lot of teachers in it that are Christians. And, you know, they're teaching the real fundamentals of what should be taught still in school. Meaning the New World Order hasn't got its hand on it. And I hope it doesn't become like that here. But, you know, I hope it stays the way it is. You know, they can talk about Jesus when kids want to ask about it still. One of the few places where you can, if kids bring it up first. And I think it's nice, but teachers just can't go on and start talking about the Ten Commandments unless the kids bring it up first. And I think it's wonderful that they still allow them to do that without getting them in trouble, because that's the way it should be in a classroom. If kids want to know about it, and I think it's good. And I think the cops do a wonderful job. They put their lives on the line here in Virginia. You know, they do a good job all over, even in Richmond. You know, some of the cops there, you know, some I dealt with weren't so good, but a lot of them in Richmond are good. Most of them, for the most part. It don't matter what color they are. They're all good cops. You know, but there are some that are bad, and there are probably a few in Hanover that I don't know, but most of them, the majority of them are all good. I was walking down the street one day because I don't drive, and like I said, I'm not going to give the officer's name because he's patrolling, but he's a nice guy. He stopped. As a matter of fact, cops have given me rides to places if it was on their way, or if they were going there anyway. They've given me a ride. I got to sit up front with them. That was nice. Sometimes they put me in the back even though I wasn't arrested. He says, well, you can act like you've been arrested even though you're not, and they laughed. And they took me, you know, different places, you know, because I can't have you up front. But then some people would let me sit up front, so I guess it all depends on the officer. But, you know, but it was really nice. You know, the guy was really nice. Both of the cops were really nice anyway. And I want to say, you know, they're really, really good cops in Hanover. So if you were looking for a place to move, you know, come to Hanover County. It's growing, and there's a lot of good people here. As far as cops go, and schools are good too. The education's good too. Great place to go, great place to raise a family. We got over I think we got about 50, 60,000 kids that live around in this area. So, you know, there's a lot of kids around here. I guess you could call this the kid county, but there's a lot of children. And that's good because it gives a lot of youth ministers a lot of work, as well as ministers like myself. A lot of good work to be done. And the children are our future, and so we need to really think about that. as leaders and teachers and educators, of all professions. Because they are truly our future generation. After we die, they'll be the ones that will take over. And we got to really think about that, folks. Really instill these, liberty, values, morals, and appropriate behaviors in them, so they'll carry on the freedom like we have, and they'll continue to keep it free. So we got to think about that, because liberty is a whole lot better than tyranny. I know it looks good, the trade security for safety equals tyranny and anarchy and socialism, which is not what we want. I know that's our president wants that, and the administration, a lot of them want that, and some people, certain people that vote for Obama certainly want that, but there's a lot more people, like over 85% of the people don't want that. They want freedom. They want liberty. That's what they want. They want enterprise. They want entrepreneur. They want, they don't want open borders. I mean, where in the world can you go and get pregnant and have a country pay for it? The only place that I know is here. And we're broke. So why are we financing all these foreign alien people that are coming in here that don't even have the right to be here because they didn't go get the green card, they didn't go through the proper training or classes to receive the proper distinctions to be here? Why do we have open borders? Why don't we have them closed like other countries? I mean, you can't just walk in there and say, "Hi, I'm Michael. How you doing?" And they shoot you without the proper identifications. Well, that's how it should be in America. Somebody comes in your country, they could come in here and poison your water supply. They could come in there, they could release something into the food. I mean, there's some things that have happened already. So what I'm saying is we got to close the borders. We got to have a process, and that's why those were put in place. We cannot be the godmother of the whole world. That's not our job. Our job is to look after our country and the welfare of our citizens. We cannot keep being in charge of everybody in the world. That's not our role. Nor is it anyone else's, for that matter. We have a lot to worry about here at home. Our infrastructure, our power grids. They're really bad. Even the computer systems, the speed, the internet is up behind. We got IPv6, but we don't have good pipes to have it on. Part of being secure and being up, we need to have good internet. We need to have good connections. Not toll connections, no. But good, fast connections. Part of being free and being secure and having good offense, a good offense is having good roads to ride on, good schools to teach the children to prepare them for tomorrow's skills and fields of study, and that are not run by corporate or lobbyist interest either, like they are some today, but ones that will teach the real future tools of what they'll need for tomorrow. Okay? And then third, we need a good infrastructure on our power grids, our water. We know on our traffic. Somebody can get in the system with just a little bit of computer knowledge and really cause a lot of accidents all through the country. And who knows, maybe those malfunctions of the lights were caused by hackers, because a lot of times they are. Because they know there's a lot of vulnerabilities and back doors. They want to put back doors. The government wants those back doors and everything. The NSA does. How do you think if they got the back door access, don't you think the criminals would have the same access? I do, because I work with computers all the time. And they're very vulnerable because they have back doors in them. And they shouldn't be there. What do you think? If the NSA can get in there, don't you think a hacker has the experience to get in there too? I think so. So a bad person can get in there. The government can get in there. You sure anybody else can get in there? The back door shouldn't be in there. Okay? If you want to see somebody's computer, what you do is you possess it like you used to. You get a court order, get a subpoena, you knock on the door in your black suits, and you go in there and you take the computer physically. You don't got to do it remotely. You just go in there and grab the computer. That's how you look at a computer. But you don't need to go and remotely and look at everybody's computers without a warrant, even though you think you can. When really it's all a crime of treason and a crime of espionage every time you do it. So the thing is, that's something you have to answer for. I would have a problem sleeping at night just looking at innocent people's affairs. They're not doing anything wrong. Why is it so doctrinally that everyone's a terrorist in this country? What does the government have to fear? The stuff that it's doing wrong, so it thinks everybody else is out to get it, so they got to look at everybody? You see something wrong with that picture? I know I do. Very wrong. Because if the country was doing right and the government was doing right, they wouldn't have to spy on its own citizens. Hello. If they were in checks and they had balances, they wouldn't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. It's very simple, isn't it? I thought so. I couldn't think it better than myself. So anyway, just to give you some things to think about. I'll see you tomorrow with another update. It's Michael DeSilvas for In the News.